I cannot wait to start using this lens. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Corey, also known as Soul Focus, bringing you a much needed video here today. If you know something a little bit different and the quality seems to be just a little bit better, probably because I'm actually using my fiance's camera. It's a long story. I hope everyone had a good weekend and get a nice jump start into your week. Today in this video, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I know say that sometimes in a lot of videos and it's like, well, it's kind of different, but not really. This one is because I'm not actually reviewing a sneaker. One thing I've noticed here lately on YouTube is that they seem to push content that's going to have better quality. Now, the camera that I had used on all my videos for the better part of 3 years was the Canon EOS RP. It's just a small, I think it's one of Canon's smallest mirrorless cameras, and it's a phenomenal camera. I think it's 26.2 megapixels, can shoot 1080p. It does shoot in 4K, 30 frames per second, but it's pretty much useless. And so it doesn't really shoot in 4K. And I've made content for years using that camera. I felt like I was kind of behind the times and I needed to upgrade my equipment. I had purchased this camera, which is the Sony ZV-E10 for my fiance, as sort of a wedding gift. And I noticed that this camera does 4K 24 frames per second, which is pretty much all you need, especially in talking headshots like this. You know, my camera before couldn't do that. I felt like I don't really do a whole lot of photography, so it's mostly video based. And I want to say that this Sony ZV-E10 was about $700 as far as the body goes. And then you can get the kit lens, and it's just a little bit over $800 before taxes. And seeing the quality firsthand coming out of this camera was insane. It was way better than the Canon EOS RP as far as video goes. Long story short, I sold my Canon EOS RP. I sold it with the kit lens and the 16mm prime lens. I decided to upgrade camera gear, which I actually pre-ordered a Sony camera. So actually switching from Canon to Sony. I feel like Sony has a better autofocus system, you know, product showcase mode where you can show something and it switches to that really quick, then back to your subject. On that next point, talking about lenses, they're not stingy when it comes to allowing other companies, third-party companies, making the same mounted lenses that they carry and that work well with their cameras. And I'm not sitting here saying that the quality on my Canon and the videos that I put out was bad by any means, because I don't really think it was. A lot of people thought that I was shooting in 4K and what type of lens that I would use, and so I was like, it's the kit lens that comes with the camera, shooting at 1080p, because I can't even use 4K with that camera. It served its purpose. I definitely got my use out of it. I had it for a little bit over 3 years. I highly recommend that. You could also do this if you're wanting to do more video, the Sony ZV-E10. This is great. This is what my fiance uses. She has no idea with anything as far as mirrorless cameras go, DSLRs, anything like that. Taught her along the way, and she's starting to pick up real fast because they make these very easy to understand. I remember first looking at these and it's like, man, there's a lot of buttons. I don't know what this does. I don't know what that does. Fast forwarding a little bit, I don't really want to talk about the camera that I have pre-ordered already. Can't wait to get that camera, but it's not supposed to actually be here until the beginning of May. But I wanted to talk about the lens that I got with it, and I think I might put it on this camera because what's great about Sony is pretty much every one of their lenses are interchangeable, and that's what I like about it. It's not like Canon where you have an RF lens, no other manufacturer makes it, it's only them, and it only works with mirrorless unless you could buy an adapter. I'm just saying that's kind of one of the reasons that I decided to switch with Sony. This is what I have in my hands, the Tamron 17-28 f2.8. The reason I decided to go with this lens is, yes, it's a little bit more expensive. I think right now you can get it for $799, $800. The sole purpose of why I bought this lens is because of the versatility. You have 17mm, so you get that wide angle, that YouTube look that you see, but then you can also zoom in all the way to 28mm, and it still keeps that set f2.8 aperture. So you're gonna get that blurry background, the separation between the background and the subject the entire time, which I love. Lets in a lot of light. And then also, even when you adjust from 17 to 28, you can see that the lens doesn't actually extend out. Because for example, if you have this lens, like let's say on a gimbal with your camera and you go to zoom in or adjust, if the lens actually comes out, it's gonna mess up the gimbal. It's just basically a fixed lens like this, but goes from 17 to 28. I don't know exactly what they're called. I got tired of changing lenses all the time and switching this and switching that. I don't really do a whole lot of different types of videos, either mostly sitting headshots like this, or I might vlog a little bit. This lens is basically a one and done, do it all. Completely forgot to actually show you what the new lens looks like. I got so tied up finishing the video, I forgot to actually show you what the lens looks like to see if you can notice the difference between this kit lens and the Tamron 17-28. So let me go ahead and switch this real quick. Okay. Notice the difference? So I just like the versatility of this lens. This glass is gonna be a lot more expensive. The kit lens, this little bitty thing, I mean, you're talking a couple $100 maybe. So I don't know if you can actually see the quality of this lens and how it compares based on the first little bit of the video. And I know that after YouTube compresses this, it's probably not gonna look that much different. You know, a lot of things that you don't think about whenever you get a real nice lens is just how it transitions, how it focuses, how quick it is, but you definitely get what you pay for, and having the ability to zoom in if you want to, going from 17 to 28. See? I'll go ahead and switch back to the kit lens to kind of finish off the video. Let me know in the comments down below if, well, first of all, what you think of Canon versus Sony. I don't think you can go wrong with any camera. I've watched a ton of videos. They both make really good cameras. I just like the versatility that I get with Sony. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of Canon versus Sony. What do you think of this Tamron 17 to 28? Have you used it before? Any feedback is greatly appreciated. As always, please make sure to love life, love God, and love each other. God bless to everyone out there. Hope everyone has a good end of your week, start to your weekend. We'll make sure to catch you all in the next video. Peace.